when I feel the need to speak on something, it is of purpose. I believe this. I believe whenever we feel that pull and we answer it, it has substance behind it and can offer something out there to whoever is receptive to taking in the message. To those of you that feel triggered by my messages and feel like I am challenging you, that battle that is taking place, that is something within you, because I know my intention behind every message, and it is never there to strip away from you. Never do I go into anything where I want to cut people down. What I wish to bring about for the watcher, it is being able to tap back in to your own deeper knowing and come back to this place of trusting in you above all else, and not staying constricted in these small little spaces that we often get stuck in when we allow our ego to control our steps. This world, majority of it, is caged within these four walls of the mind of the individual. The shift of energy that is taking place right now on the grand scale of the forces of the universe, of the galaxies, of the dimensions, of whatever it is where your mind goes, there is a shift taking place right now. And what that shift is, how I've interpreted it to be and can make sense of it, it is that need to go within and make peace with the light and the dark within you. Anything that embodies life, it has dark and light aspects to it. This is the contrast I speak about. It is the undertone of every message I put out. It is embracing those shadows within you, because when we try to cut away from the dark aspects of our own nature, it's like telling yourself to cut off a limb and get around and feel complete in yourself without your limb being attached to you anymore. It is not where it's at. This is how I processed it to be. It is embracing that darkness within you and no longer allowing it to control you, the way you see this world, the way you see others, and especially the way you see yourself. When you make peace with those shadows that you carry so naturally within you, the judgment that you place on yourself, it is gone. You know, we all interpret it very differently. We will say God and we will say Satan. We will say the devil and we'll say the angels. We will speak it in like heaven and hell, light and dark, negative and positive. All this, even masculine and feminine. It is all contrast, all of it. I embrace all of that. I don't turn around and judge people who speak with a different labeling put on their interpretations, because I understand the tone of where it comes from. When you tap into this place, you don't feel the need to fight anybody, because it's not about that. You're not trying to prove anything there to anybody that how you see this life is right at all. All you wish to do is to help guide people back to this, just the entrance to the doorway that sets you on your path to that awakening point of realizing all you are. Because this is what this experience does to us. It detaches us from the essence of all we are. And I say this so often, you come here completely whole. When we first open up our eyes, we don't have judgment for anything. That doesn't run through us. We just are like animals, you know, the innocence of an animal. That is what children are to me, and this is what is so beautiful about interacting with these other life forms, because they are so innocent and in touch, you know, with the essence of all they are. That innocence, that purity, that is what you come back to when you tap in. You just find your way home. That's it. It is not a matter of stripping away from yourself. It is a matter of embracing all of what you really have always been. You've never been lost. You only have a fog thrown over you. These illusions that are cast over you to feel like you need to fight your way through this existence, that there is a dark force around you that controls you, that can come in and destroy your world. No, none of that can destroy you. When you come back to embracing all those dimensional forces that run through you in every aspect, Nothing can come in and take from you anymore. You have gained control of the energies that flow through you and that also flow throughout this whole universe. You now understand that there is a deeper essence that runs through you which embodies all of it. The whole of it is what you are made up of. That heaven and hell, Satan and God, the devil and the angel, the masculine and feminine energies, that is what you embody. There is none of it that should ever be feared. This is the veil. When it's lifted, you become a force. You do not go back to these mindsets that keep you caged. And here's another thing too, you will always feel contrast. You will always feel that systematic response when heaviness runs through you. You do not escape that. That is part of this experience. There is no cutting away from that. It is a matter of acceptance. Acceptance for what is you. When you accept you in every dimensional aspect here, you accept everything outside of you. There is no war anymore to be won because you accept the fact that you are everything. You are the light and the dark. You are the heaven and the hell. You are God and Satan. You are the light and the dark, the negative and the positive, the masculine and the feminine. You are every single part of that. You embody it. So when you know it's all you, and this is why when people go, God is the light, I don't see it like that. I just see it as another label that's being put out there that keeps you separate to all that you are. God, source, energy. It embodies everything I just mentioned. God, source, energy embodies contrast. We are like this giant flowing pool of contrast that is constantly circulating within us and outside of us. The moment you accept this part of you is the moment you set your soul free. You are now tapped into both realms, this reality and in the unseen dimensional forces that can be explained with so many different labels out there. The fact is, we feel it. It is a feeling. It's from a different sensory intake here. It is a deep knowing that you feel moving through you, that you have no doubt in what you are and what you embody, that you will never need to justify yourself ever again when you reach this place. You are not in a fight with anybody. There is no one out there that is your enemy. It does not mean that you will not deter from the heavier energies when they are projected upon you, when people want to come in and, and pull you down and place judgment on you. It's not going to penetrate the same way though. You will not allow it to be that voice that you are constantly hearing and putting yourself in that environment. No, you will separate yourself from that, but you don't do it with hostility or bitterness or anger. It doesn't come with that energy flowing through it. To those of you who do get triggered by me, it's the most beautiful thing to me when I connect with you, the person that has come into it, with that judgment upon me. Because I know the energy I project onto you. I want your growth. I want your bettering of self. I want you to reach this place of embracing, that connectedness, that oneness that I feel with you, because you are a piece of me as much as I am a piece of you. This judgment that we place on each other, it is a taught behavior here. These are the things that are learnt that keep us separate from one another, and it keeps us dragging ourselves through the heaviness of this experience. But when you can embrace that wholeness and that you see a reflection of yourself within me, when you reach this place, you get it. You get it that the fight never had to be there, that it was only ever you needing to strip through those layers of blockage, the things that have been programmed within your mind and that have kept you so detached from that wholeness and completeness that you are connected to everything and all things. You come back to that stillness within you, and what you have to offer from this deeper place of awareness, it is of authenticity. It comes from a place of innocence and purity, that purity that you came here with, where you didn't judge yourself and you judged nobody else. You just existed. This is the space. You are still aware of those energies that move through you and the conditioned mindsets that you've lived. Like, you will know that those reactions surface up in you, but there is also this deeper place of stillness that you go back to. And it takes you back to this place of acceptance. You don't feel the hostile energy. radiating out of you toward the people who do come out and want to judge you on your own personal interpretation of how you've seen this life. Because the truth is, nobody can replicate you and your walk of life. Your journey is so different. Even if you've walked similar pathways to others where you resonate with them, it's still going to be so uniquely your own. And that is because of the way you have sensed it, how you have absorbed every experience and been able to process it and make sense of it. And then whatever comes out of you, that comes from its own unique mix-up of frequencies. I speak energy. Energy to me is our emotional response to everything. It is how we read this reality. It's how we manifest into this reality, because our thoughts are what create this 3D world. Those feelings that move through us will generate these thoughts, a description of how we can interpret this energy that moves through us. We create from this space. We have to feel and then think what those feelings are. We create this reality through translating our feelings, our emotions. They radiate from a vibrational state. It is a frequency and energy. I put it down to this, but you can still always interpret it in your own way, and that is rightfully your choice, how you see things. But I don't battle that in people. What I offer here, to go back to the substance behind my messages here, it comes from my belief in you. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in me. That is okay. I still wish for you to succeed in your search for more. And I know deep down that when you are drawn here to this space and you are triggered by me, I already know your soul is searching for more. Our souls are always being drawn to exactly where we need to be to take in the next bit of substance here in order for us to come closer back to ourselves, back to the home that you exist from, this authentic space of being so complete. So when I trigger you, it is trying to get you to turn and look at yourself. If you feel a need to come at somebody else, be it myself or anyone else out there, trust that you were meant to be triggered like that. That triggering to me is the biggest blessing. I appreciate it more than anything, even more than people coming about and resonating with me. And while I love it and it feels great to have like-minded souls, interact with me, yes, it's always beautiful to feel that. And we need that, to bring us back to that grounding of going, it's refreshing to see many of people out there who get it. But the ones that mean the most to me are the ones that have started off with that hostile energy coming at me where they want to judge me and tell me I'm wrong. But when I don't offer the fight back and they see that I'm not there to criticize anything on you, your walk of life, your interpretation of your experiences here, sometimes it humbles them as well. And this is something to me, that I feel is the pull, why I do these things, because this is what we need more of in the world, to lose the battling that we so often place out there, that we need to fight each other. When you choose to not fight anymore, you're home. This is the way to connectedness. This is how we all come back to this one connection point, that we are truly here to help each other grow into the best versions we can be. That is what I wish to offer all the time. That is the whole purpose behind every single message I put out to you. It is for you to find your way back to that wholeness and completeness within you. Because I'm in this place, and it is the most beautiful place to exist from. When you get here, all you want to do is offer that out to anybody who's receptive, because you are worthy just as much as I am, just as much as the next person. There is not one soul out there. I don't even care how detached you have been, or how horrible your story may have been, or how awful the treatment upon you has been, or if you are the one who has treated others so poorly. I still believe in you, because that contrast of the light and the dark, it resides in you just as strong as it runs through my own being. So for me, my walk of life, God, it has not been perfect. I've hit the lowest of the lows throughout my experience. I have had my hard times that have felt so dark and so overwhelming when you are in that state. But to come out and really touch on this bigger picture, where you reach this place with the vastness of those energies that flood through you, when you understand it and you see it from this higher perspective, oh my goodness, the fight with anybody, it's gone. You don't need to battle anyone. I still feel intense emotions when I'm being projected upon. Of course I do. I don't even deny that. I don't try for a second to be anything that I don't feel moving through me at that time. I am very authentic and very real. This is my interpretation, but I am a force of energy having a very human experience. This keeps me humble because I know I am not perfect and I am forever growing and expanding upon my interpretations and my perceptions. I don't sit there and pretend that it's not going to change tomorrow. You know, tomorrow's a new day. I will lift the veil again on many a things, or I might interpret it a bit differently as I come to understand more of me. All of it to me is about this place. It's about going within, understanding ourselves deeply. And when we get it, and you can come from a place of no hostility towards anybody, that's when you offer out, you know, from an authentic energy space. It is not there to control any other soul or convince anybody to follow my path and see through my lens ever. It is for you to tap into your own beliefs, to know that you are such a force. You have every contrast running through you. It's only a matter of determining what place you want to reach within. How deep do you want to go? If you feel pulled into this unlocking of you and understanding more of you, then this is your journey. Not everyone has this curiosity. Some of us, even the ones that want to come at me and are triggered, I know you're on a very similar journey to me because you are here and you are searching. Your soul is pulling you to expand upon where you are at with your mentalities and perceptions. It is constantly about breaking through the limitations of our mind. So that is why I offer it out. And, you know, I'm truly grateful for even you tuning into my messages and taking the time to sit with what I have to say. And especially to those of you who actually come out and write your comments to me and because you are offering me a chance to express to you a deeper understanding of where I come from and why I deliver out what I do. And I am grateful for that. You're not that shut off. And, we're very alike in that way. I love that you are curious and that you want to, even interact in this way and give the opportunity to go back and forth, because you'll never have a fight with me. You'll never have an argument with me. I will always accept exactly where you're at. And I want you to know that there is no battle here that you'll find when it comes to communicating with me. The only time I switch off is when people get very abrupt and are very shut off with that ability to move past these barriers that our minds often keep us stuck in. That is the ego. Only the ego looks for those battles and feels challenged. When you move from your deeper knowing, you feel no challenge to be you. You just accept yourself fully and completely. So that is what I wish always, that you find yourself fully and completely and can move from this space. And if you feel like you have something of substance to add to any of my messages, even if it does go against, what I'm saying here, please drop the comments. Each message of mine will carry a lot of similarities to the last that I've spoken on, but some of them go deeper than others, and others touch on just tiny little topics there, So if you're just tuning in for the first time on one of my messages and it's a short one, or I'm not going in depth to how I see this layering, this unlocking back to ourselves, it offers me the opportunity to touch a little bit deeper with you on, your own perceptions and my own perceptions. This is what it's all about. It's helping each other expand our concepts to be able to lift the veil on all this rot that has been put out there that keeps us looking at each other like we're so different. We are not different at all. I embrace you completely and fully at where you are at. Even if it is something that is not where I don't see it in the same way, it does not matter, because I know that we're all getting there. We all are getting there. even if it's not in this lifetime or whatever, even if you don't believe in other lifetimes, that doesn't even matter to me either. It's again my interpretation of how I see things, how it comes through to me. And I believe in all of us being able to add our own recipe into the mix of all things. This is what creates this beautiful experience for us to live. Contrast, we need it to grow and transcend into more. So that is what I'm all about, and I just wanted to really put it out there. I always trust that the right people will tune into the messages at the moment that they're meant to hear it. Really, divine patience. We say divine timing, and only humans put timing to things. To me, there's no such thing. On the grand scale of what we are infinite beings. We are infinite forces of energy, and at the right moment, when our soul is ready, we all get led to where we need to be at exactly that moment in order to take in that next step and to utilize all those things that come in from the outside world. They are our stepping stones. Each one of them are meant to lead us back to self. And as we are transitioning through these new frequencies that are being heightened now in the collective, because so many people are on this soul journey, coming back home to the essence within and joining forces to lift the heaviness, this heavy imbalance that has been running rife for way too long now, and it is a beautiful time to be alive. So I appreciate you all. To anyone who got this far in the message, thank you again for always tuning in and supporting what I am doing here. And for those of you who are triggered, I appreciate you just as much, because you matter. You always matter, and you are so worthy to interpret your life and your experience in the way you see fit. Until the next message, take care.